Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase, pricing, and availability questions concerning this watch. Today, we're discussing a little-known 20-piece limited edition launched in 2018 from Moser Cie. This is the Endeavour Flying Hours Dubai edition. So originally retailed by Siddiqui, this timepiece right here was part of a flight of 20 that differ considerably from the precious metal flying hours watches launched in 18 and 19. So this is a very special watch on a lot of levels because of the use of Eastern Arabic numerals, but also the fact that it uses a stainless steel DLC case that's quite different from the other flying hours models. It's 42 millimeters in diameter, 12.5 millimeters thick at its center. You can see that the thickness is actually a bit irregular because of the shape of the case, but it's 12.5 in general. From lug tip to lug tip, 48 millimeters is the span with a 20 millimeter spacing between the lugs. So the watch is different in several ways from the standard flying hours. Different strap, different dial, different minutes disc, different case material. But it wears about the same. It's a little bit lighter on the wrist. 48 millimeters is the lug-to-lug span, so I'd recommend it for a wrist of 15 centimeters circumference or larger. My wrist, as a model and example, is 16. And then it will fit easily underneath a dress cuff with a concave bezel and a relatively slim profile. It's got a lot of presence. The strap is lovely. Kudu leather, black on top with a green contrasting stitch. There's some bolstering to give it volume. It has sheer cut edges that are lacquered for refinement, and you can see calfskin on the bottom. A Moser factory strap in very good condition. We have a matching stainless steel blackened buckle that incorporates elements of satination but also polish. There are some fingerprints here. Rest assured, they wipe right off. The Endeavour case is incredibly fluid. You saw just a moment ago that the case back itself is cambered, and so is the sapphire to better fit the wrist. Then we have this concave bezel that's concave all the way around, but it swells and gets broader at 12 and 6 o'clock, flowing like liquid metal. We have these concaves on the lugs. Moser cases are machined and then hand finished to create shapes and decoration you couldn't achieve with just one. And so these concaves are mirror polished, and then you could see a vertical satination on the midcase on both sides. Everything is then treated with diamond-like carbon, which you can't lie, it's perfectly preserved here. It's a very resilient and scratch-resistant surfacing. It is diamond-like carbon by name and also by nature. Now around the dial, we have Eastern Arabic numerals and also cosmic green. So this is what Moser calls cosmic green, and it fades from light at the center to dark at the edge. You can see we have a little bit of a camber to the sapphire. We have a disc of sapphire featuring Eastern Arabic numerals. So this side is designed to represent 0, and this side is designed to represent 60. And then we have the numerals 1 through 12 on the individual discs. It does work a little bit differently from a regular wandering hour. As you could see, it will preload discs as it rotates. So that's how the scale works. And then you could see as it transits, the outgoing hour will slowly roll out of the frame. You just gotta be aware that there will be 2 hours visible simultaneously for a period of the center disk's travel. So just keep that in mind. And you can see that it's got great depth to it and beautifully done. Satin metal and black. You can see that the edge of the spokes has been beveled. We have the sapphire disc. The screw heads have been polished. Really good looking. There will be some questions. Is it loomed? The other versions of the watch are loomed. This one is not, so just to be clear about that. Taking a look, again, remember, this arc right here is going to be your minutes. And you've got this 240-degree arc that's calibrated. On the back, it's a version of the HMC 200. You can see it is Dubai edition, and the series numbering, it is out of 20. So that's 20 right there, that little compound character. Again, please forgive the fingerprints, and there's a bit of adhesive left on the case back from a sticker that had been there. The rotor is rose gold. You can see 3 finishes, a snailing, media blast, and then a beveled edge. We have a sunburst center with polished screws across the entire movement, the use of steel bearings here, and then it's a bidirectional magic lever style pole system that is very, very, very efficient. You can also see the movement is large, 32 millimeters to fit this case back. Moser is a movement manufacturer. They build their movements to be properly sized for their cases. All this 30 meters water resistant, 3 hertz beat rate, 72-hour power reserve. You can see a robust full balance bridge with a free sprung balance. Now Moser makes things like hairsprings, balances, and escapements. They're one of the few manufacturers that can do more than just making wheels and bridges and plates. They can make what's called the assortment, the most challenging parts of the caliber. And so with the full balance bridge anchored on both sides and that fixed stud holder, all the timing adjustments are done using those gold eccentric masses inside the rim, which is both a more precise way to adjust but also a more shock resistant one. Bidirectional winding, so no matter which direction the rotor turns, it will wind the watch. You could see engine turning on the base plate, Moser double crested Côte de Genève, they call them Moser stripes. We have a machine executed but handsome and appealing bevel on the edge of the bridges, and then brushed satination across the balance bridge with beveling on its edge and satination on the wheels, including the crown wheel and the crown wheel core, all together in a very impressive watch, and one you'll probably never see again. I doubt that 2 of them have ever been seen in the same place out of the factory where they were made and the retailer that originally sold them. So reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.